Hello and welcome back. This is another Spider-Man PS4 video. So last time we did a lot of the main missions, but now we're just kind of continuing off of that. And it looks like we're getting close to the end, at least, because it says we're 95% of the way down at the bottom. And this next main mission, not sure what exactly is going to happen, but I'm eager to find out. So with that being said, let's get right back into it. Oh wow, this is the last chance to upgrade gear and abilities before the end of the story.
Here, I'm with May. It's bad. You need to get that anti-serum here within the hour. And if you can't, then you need to get yourself here.
Okay, that sounds intense. So it looks like I don't think we can upgrade anything else because we need the challenge points. So I think we're just kind of sticking with what we have. We're just gonna look at all of them because I think we have the best ones so far. Yeah. Ooh, Spider Bro. That's interesting. That looks a lot like the gadget we have. What's the other one called? Spider Drone. Wonder what would happen if you use them both at the same time. That might be interesting. Might be nice to get off of the same superpower we've had the whole story. Ooh, we used this one once. That one was interesting. We also used this one, which I was not a fan of. I'll go with the Spider Bro one because that one looks interesting. Be a nice change of pace. Everything else I don't think we can upgrade because we don't have any more challenge tokens left.
We did the impossible, Doc. But now I have to destroy it. With a little creation of my own.
We have live footage of Mayor Osborn being held captive on the roof of Oscorp Tower.
You want me to beg? Not gonna happen!
The world will know the truth before they mop you off the pavement.
Go! Ah!
Tell them what you did.
I never
Everything you have is built on lies! Lies! You stole my company, my ideas! Now, the truth.
The truth. Okay. The truth is, you were only ever worth a damn when you worked for me! The truth is, you could never accept that I'm better than you! You're a failure, Otto! And you always will be!
Give me the anti-serum! Otto, you've worked your whole life to help people. Please.
You're fighting the wrong man. But have it your way.
We don't have much time! Please!
I'll turn over the anti-serum when Osborn pays for his crimes!
Oh, I'm kind of trapped in this corner looking thing. Being honest.
Just give me the anti-serum! You've already done enough to ruin Osborn!
No! He always bounces! He has to lose everything!
Okay, that was weird. Not entirely sure.
I see you have a new suit! It won't help!
I know your weaknesses!
I have no weaknesses!
Kind of losing health pretty fast though, so I mean,
You're wasting my time!
stuck. Caught in the corner. Trying not to get caught in the corner.
Osborn's the criminal, not me!
Okay,
I'm trying to help you! You're only hurting yourself!
uh-oh. Trying to get out of this.
I've lost all patience with you!
Back to over 100 health, which is good. I certainly prefer it that way. I'm honestly just dodging. That's the entirety of what I'm doing here.
Getting tired yet?
What? Cheap shot.
You left me no other
Wow.
choice.
That sucked. I didn't really realize what was happening until it was too late. At that point, I got whacked.
We don't have much time! Please!
I'll turn over the anti-serum when Osborn pays for his crimes!
Just give me the anti-serum! You've already done enough to ruin Osborn!
No! He always bounces back! He has to lose everything! I see you have a new suit! It won't help!
I know your weaknesses!
I have no weaknesses! You're wasting my time! Enough playing!
Okay, this is where we got to the last time, I think.
Gotta move.
Trying to throw it back at him, but it's not working. Got him.
People are dying!
My health is
They
super
need the
low.
anti-serum now!
I will
That's not
cure
good.
the city after I bring down Osborn!
Trying to heal, but it's not quite working because I don't really have anything to heal with.
Let me save the city! Then we can do whatever you want!
I already know what I want! Now get out of my way before I really hurt you!
Oh boy.
How much is Osborn paying you to protect him?
I'm not protecting him! I'm trying to save the city!
Yikes.
Osborn's the criminal, not me!
Come on.
Give me the anti-serum, and I promise Osborn will face charges!
Liar! Just like Osborn! Nothing but lies!
Running away.
What happened to the man who wanted to help people?
The weakling! The loser! Enough of this!
Did we get it? Did we get it? Uh-oh. That's not good.
Such a disappointment. Parker. You knew? I tried to warn you, Peter, but you didn't listen. You knew. I won't let you win. This means too much to me.
Not more than it means to me!
What?
Can't you see all the people you're hurting?
You'll never understand! You haven't suffered like I have! You should be on my side! I was!
Can we have to beat him down this building? Uh-oh.
Please, think of the man you were!
That man is gone. You can't save me, Peter.
Then I guess you'll have to save yourself! You were my hero! You meant so much to me! I hate that you're making me do this! We were going to change the world!
You look
Oh, boy.
tired, Parker.
Not tired. Just hurt.
That looks dangerous.
Otto! Stop!
If you want to change the world, you have to be the kind of man who can make the hardest decisions.
I couldn't agree more! No! The anti-serum.
I saw you as a son. I should have known you'd turn on me, just like all the others.
Turn. Turn? I've worshipped you. Your mind, your conscience, wanting to help others. The way you never gave up.
That's because men like us have a duty, a responsibility, to use our talents in the service of others. Even if they don't appreciate it, we have to do what's best for those beneath us, whether they understand it or not.
No, you're wrong! You are everything I wanted to be! You just threw it away!
Yes, of course. You're right, Peter. Oh, I see that now. The neural interface affected my mind. But I can fix it. We can fix it. Together. If you'll help me.
Do everything I can. I'll make sure you get the best help.
No! If they put me away, they'll take my arms. I'll be trapped in this useless body. Please, Peter. That wasn't me. You said you'd never abandon me. You promised. Remember? And of course, you rest easy, knowing your secret is safe with me.
You do what you think is best, Doc. It's all any of us can.
Peter?
Even when it hurts like hell.
Peter, where are you going? Peter? Peter!
Not gonna lie, that hurt.
It's still viable. We'll need the entire sample as a base to produce more doses.
How long will that take?
A few hours. Maybe a day.
What if we use it to cure someone right now?
Then there won't be enough to cure the others. I'll give you a few minutes.
You're gonna be okay, ma'am. I've got the cure right here.
Take off your mask. I want to see my nephew.
You knew?
I've known for a while.
I never wanted you to worry.
I did. And I am so proud of you. And Ben would be too. All the people you've saved.
I don't know what to do.
Yes, you do.
Man, it just got even sadder. How did that happen? I thought with Otto it reached peak sadness, but I can see it didn't.
So,
Hi, Mary Jane Watson, Associate Editor.
congrats.
Thank you.
I knew you could do it.
What about you? Find a job yet?
Oh, no, but,
I'll be right with you, honey. Thank you.
I was actually considering maybe a career change.
Hmm?
Yeah, I think I might want to become a chef.
I'm sorry, no, it's... You're a scientist. A good one.
Yeah, the last project I worked on, I created a monster octopus that almost destroyed the city, so...
Yeah. I mean, you do make a hell of a chicken curry.
I do. Still working on my dumplings, though.
Going camping?
Oh, my new place isn't gonna be ready for about a week, so I'm gonna be crashing with Miles for the next few nights.
Oh. You know, you can always stay at my place. Only if you want to.
No, I mean, yes, I mean, no, I don't, I not want to, but meaning I do want to, but only if you do.
I never stopped wanting to.
Me neither.
So they are partners. I'll just let this play out, but yeah, that was pretty crazy, huh? There was a lot that I didn't see coming. There was a lot that happened. Yeah, it was a great game for sure. The movements, the dodging and attacking abilities, as well as the gadgets, they're all really cool. Very unique to Spider-Man. I definitely saw a lot of crossover with the Batman Arkham series, but it was very tailor-made to Spider-Man in this one though, so it really utilized a lot of visibilities. It was a really unique story, especially with Peter being older than a lot of the times that he's portrayed. So just knowing that he's already been Spider-Man for a while and we don't have to really deal with Uncle Ben's death as much as all the other movies and everything would have us do. That was new, as well as being able to just kind of see all the main villains as well, because I was surprised that you had all those boss fights with Rhino and Scorpion and Vulture and Dr. Octopus and all that, so that was something I didn't really expect. I thought maybe it'd be like one or two, but not the way that they just kind of were able to incorporate everybody into it. Yeah, there was definitely a unique story. It's interesting seeing Miles in there too. They just kind of were able to throw everybody in there without having it seem forced, so it was a nice way to also have people introduced in the side missions as well with Black Cat, so there was definitely a lot going on, but it all blended really well. And they had a way to like fight crime without having it like, without forcing it basically, so it was really a smooth implementation. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I heard they're going to make another, basically sequel to this game, so I'll be excited for that. I think the next one's probably going to be focused around Miles, because it seems like that was kind of the setup for this one, especially once he got bit. So that'll be something. In terms of the way I played, I just kind of stuck with the original suit because it's kind of the one that they made for this game. So I kind of wanted to leave it with how they had it. Yeah.
I'm not an expert or anything, but I think it's in the way that you ask her.
I'm getting too nervous. Hey, alright, so where do you want this?
Right over here is fine.
Alright. Hey, so Pete?
Yeah.
I, kinda gotta talk to you about something I can't tell my mom about.
What's up?
Well, weird things have been going on. Like, physically.
Oh. Well, you know, you're at that age where your body starts to change. And so you may be noticing some areas,
No.
for example.
Not that. I think it's better that I just, I show you.
No.
It's pretty weird, right?
Not that weird.
He thought he was going to show him something else. But yeah. Oh yeah, you had Stan Lee in there. That was a nice cameo. Yeah, so I guess they are setting up the sequel for Miles. So what I've heard so far is that there's going to be another standalone game centered on Miles. It's going to be called Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. For late 2020 release for the upcoming generation of the PlayStation 5. So I might try to play that when that comes out, but I really did like this one for sure. And yeah, looks like all there's going to be for the campaign, but I'll try to do some of the more challenges just so we can unlock all the suits and everything. And there's also DLCs I noticed, so I'm probably going to try to finish this thing off. You know, I'm not sure how many more videos there'll be, but in terms of the campaign, this is where it ends. It's been a nice run, for sure. And yeah, it was a unique experience. Definitely a lot of things to do, for sure, in this game. And I'm gonna skip the rest. Well, no, I think we're almost getting towards the end. I don't know if we are. But yeah, I'm gonna make another few videos just trying to unlock all the suits. Maybe do some walk-arounds with the new suits and gadgets and abilities and everything, just so we can see what they're all like. because I mostly did stay with this one for the entire game, for the reason being that that's kind of what the game was focused on, in terms of it being the one that's on the cover of it, as well as the one they introduced to us. So I didn't want to have them provide that suit for us and then just spend the entire game with something else, you know. But I do definitely want to at least like traverse and go around in all the different ones just to see what they're like. So yeah, that's probably what the next video will be. There's definitely a lot of people that went into making this, and yeah, I heard it had a good reception, having a generally favorable reviews. Yeah, it had praise for the gameplay, graphics, narrative, characterization, but it was criticized for its familiar open world tropes and lack of innovation, so that's just how it is. I never did really use the fast travel system that much. I mean, I think I did use it once, maybe twice, but where he took like the subway to get to the next spot. That's just because I did like traveling, and I know that there's also other not like achievements, but like notifications you get once you like travel a certain way like enough. So I was trying to unlock all those. So there's definitely a lot more that can still be done. It's kind of hard to do everything, you know, because there's definitely a lot of different achievements, awards, badges, tokens. So just trying to unlock all those is going to take a while, but that's kind of why I didn't use fast travel. It's just to get used to the other ways of moving and kind of, you know, keep it realistic and, you know, use the kind of do it ourselves. Yeah. I did like the scenery. It was nice. I saw the Avengers Tower. That thing's huge. That might be the tallest building in this game, so that's interesting. Yeah, all the buildings were kind of cool. Just kind of being able to go around them, over them. The voice acting was, of course, pretty good. So yeah, now that everything's kind of cleared up, I wonder what it's going to be like playing after the story's over. But yeah, without any main missions left, and I think all the side missions are over, it's going to just be a lot of traveling around and maybe doing crimes, and not doing crimes, but stopping crimes to get crime tokens, is what I meant. And then, like I said, we're going to try to unlock everything else, all the gadgets, upgrade those. I think there's still some backpack tokens we haven't used. I'm not sure if we even can use those. But, yeah. I'm just going to spend some time trying to do all that, and then start the DLC at some point. I'm not sure when that'll be, so just kind of stick around, and I'll kind of label that video accordingly whenever that starts. So, just look for the title of the video, and then I'll just kind of show what we're going to be doing. Yep. I'm just gonna probably let the rest of this play out just so everybody can see it and so we're not missing anything. That's kind of what comes with the territory of being a PlayPal, is that you try to show everything you can. Even the music, which gets copyright claimed. Which is a bummer, because that happened on a couple of videos, and it might happen with this one too. I'm pretty sure it will, so that's going to be 3 videos so far. But I guess it's not too bad considering we've made over 20. It's hard to believe. because it's something, you know. If I remember correctly, there are 3 DLCs. So each one of those is going to be something special, I bet. I think one of them was focused on Black Hat, the other one on Tombstone, and the other one on Silver Sable. I know Sable ended up leaving back to go back to her home country, that I'm not sure where that is, because she was like questioning about what she's doing or whatever. So I guess she's coming back and we might interact with her again on one of the DLCs. The Black Cat DLC might be my favorite in terms of what I'm anticipating, because they kind of set that up pretty good, where she ended up getting her old suit back and then basically having us collect things, which ended up being a Trojan horse to allow her to get her suit back, and she also left a suit for us. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. I think the other one's with Tombstone, if I remember correctly. I think we already had a side mission where we beat him, so I'm not entirely sure how he'll come back in any way. Yeah. Yeah, this was a really good game, you know. I feel like they don't make a lot of good games like this. No offense, in terms of like superhero games. Because all the Batman games were good. This one's good. These are like the 2 main like series franchises that are doing it right, I feel. With the way that they have the mechanics and just the story as well, the narrative. It's a nice combination and it all fits really well together. So it's a rare combination where you get everything that just kind of works in harmony to create such a good game. Yeah, it's unfortunate that at the end it's, you know, Aunt May died and then Otto went to jail, and it's kind of tough because I like Peter now. He lost both Uncle Ben and Aunt May and his mentor, so it's like, what are you gonna do? So yeah, it's gotta be tough. So, I don't know. In a way, it's like, even if you're having a bad day, at least you're not Peter in this game, you know? That's just kind of one way to look at it, I guess. Like a more positive way. It's like, I was having a bad day, and then I realized I was not the character in this game, and I got a little bit happier after that, you know? I felt a little bit better, you know? So that's just something I took away from it. It's like, man, at least I'm not him. Because that's brutal. It's like you have spider powers and you still couldn't save your uncle, your aunt, and your mentor went to jail. It's like, man. It's like, I didn't do that bad, so I'm glad, you know. John Delaney, there's a name that appeared. I think he was a presidential candidate too. I don't think it's the same person, but that was interesting. Just saw his name on the screen. I'm not sure how many names are gonna keep appearing, but there's a lot of people involved apparently. So I guess the budget for this must have been huge, because each of these people must have made a pretty good amount of money. The soundtrack was good as well. I did play everything that it allowed me to, even at the risk of getting copyright claimed, just because that's part of the experience. If I was a sellout and cared about monetization, I wouldn't have done that, but, you know, it's like I don't get what the point of playing it is if you just basically censor every good part of it out, so I'm like, I'm just gonna give them the whole experience, even the parts where I ended up dying and failing a lot of missions, which happen pretty frequently. And I'm letting you know that I did not edit out any of it, so every time, literally every time I died or failed at a mission or couldn't find something, it was left in, just so you can get that authentic experience. And I bet you could tell, because there was a few areas that were frustrating for me, that must have really been frustrating to watch. And I remember just thinking in some of the areas, especially like in Martin Lee's office, when I couldn't figure out how to get that that painting or whatever to line up correctly. That was one of them. There were a few missions where I'd get caught trying to do something, and it's like stealth areas where I really struggled. Mostly because I would like knock over boxes or step on something a lot of times, or I just walk into somebody, and that's not what you're supposed to do. So there were a lot of like instances where stealth I didn't do very good at. I die sometimes just because you know, it get pretty hectic with everybody trying to kill me. So all that was left in for the authentic experience. Even though I did feel like maybe I should have edited some of that out, but I'm like, nah. You know, we're just gonna keep it in there and keep it right along rolling. That's one of the things about streaming these live, is that I do have the option to edit it, but I usually just leave the unfiltered, unrefined live version up, which is what each of these videos is, except for one video. There's literally one video that I edited because I did have to do something in one of them, so I stepped away for I think a couple minutes, but I didn't want to leave just a couple minutes of like the same screen playing with no sound, so I ended up just editing the part that I had to do something out. So instead of it having to be on the same main menu screen for 2 minutes, I edited it so it's just like 10 seconds of that screen. So like in that video you'll hear me say like, oh, I'll be back in a couple minutes, but then in reality like 5 seconds later I come back and I start speaking again. So you might think, hey, what happened? That wasn't a couple minutes. Well, it's because I edited it, so in reality it was a couple minutes, but in terms of the game video it only looks like I was away for like 5 seconds, just because I edited that part out. So that's literally the only edit I made in this entire series. And yeah, everything else, all the deaths, everything, a lot of the frustrating parts, it was all in there. Literally one edit, the entire series, and that's that one video that appears as an upload instead of a live stream, and that's because I had to edit it and then re-upload it. So that's why there's like one video that sticks out from all the rest that show up as live streams, and there's that one upload, and that's just due to the edit nature of it. But the rest are straight live stream up to YouTube, and that's how it ended up being. I was kind of disappointed too, because I was like, I'm gonna do this whole series just straight live stream, no changing anything. But then there's just that one video, and I was like, you know, I'm not gonna leave everybody watching this blank screen for like 2 minutes, because that's gonna be kind of lame. And in addition, it doesn't have anything to do with the gameplay. So I do try to show everything that happens within the game, in terms of the story, the gameplay, everything that shows up on the screen. You'll see it with me. So I don't edit any of that out. But the part where it's just literally me walking away and just having to stare at that same screen for 2 minutes, it's like, you know, this isn't taking anything away from people if I just edit that out, because it's not part of the game, it's part of me having to do something. So that I'm okay with editing out. But in terms of the actual game itself, gameplay, visuals, graphics, volume, music, anything else of that nature, I'll leave in as is. So that's what I leave in there. But if I ever do have to like do something for a minute in the middle of playing, that I might edit out, and that's what I did do. So that's just the logic behind that, in case anybody was wondering. But yeah. I do try to make creative titles for all the videos. Kind of the main point that happens in each of them, so that's why each one is titled what it is. Yeah. Some titles are probably not as good as others, but that's just kind of how it goes. In terms of the thumbnails, well, since they're live streams, it takes about a day before I can like find and change the thumbnail into something I want, because originally it'll process the live stream, and then once that gets done, it can kind of scan the video for the key thumbnails that I would be able to change it to. But until it can actually process what's in the video and give me an image to project as the thumbnail for it, there's not much I can do about it. So a lot of the thumbnails aren't created until about a day after the video is posted. The thumbnails that show up originally, like when it's first live streamed, is just the automatically generated thumbnail that YouTube gives it. So I don't have any control over that one, but once it allows me to, and the video's fully processed, then I'll change the thumbnail into whatever I wanted it to be. So some thumbnails are probably cooler than others, but I tried to do what I could. I usually tried to match up the title and the thumbnail, and have both the title and thumbnail match up with whatever the content of that video is. So that's just how that is. And yeah, I'm just kind of trying to talk until this is over. And this is taking a lot longer than I thought, and there are way more people involved with this than I thought. It's kind of funny because I'm giving like this thought process and explanation, but it's at the end of the video instead of at the beginning of it. So any questions you had at the beginning, you had to wait until everything was over to find out. So if you ever wanted to find things out, this is your chance, because I just kind of explained basically all the main parts of how I process and do all this. Yep. Looks like we might be getting towards the end of this end credits. If you have any more questions or comments or concerns or whatever, you can definitely leave those in the comments. And yeah, let me know what you want me to play next, so we'll get back into that. I'm gonna try mixing it up, you know, because I did pretty much spam this video, or this Spider-Man game, because I thought it was interesting. I really liked it, and I thought you would like it, so I kind of tried to focus on this one. And now that this is over, at least the story is, once we finish getting as many suits and gadgets and everything else as we can and finish the DLCs, then there's not going to be anything left to do here, and then we'll just kind of move on to the next one. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. It's kind of interesting because there are some days where I don't post anything. Like there'll be a stretch of like 2, 3, 4 days where I don't do anything, and then there'll be a day where I just focus extensively on this, so I'll have like 4 or 5 videos just back to back to back to back. So there's no really schedule for when this live stream happens, but you know, I just try to fit it in and kind of have a set number of videos I kind of want to do each week. But what ends up happening is I don't space it out throughout the week, but I'll just kind of spam it. I definitely do like the soundtrack, because they have a lot of like Spider-Man 2 game, like that game that's based off of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. They have a lot of callbacks to that. So a lot of music, even a lot of the graphics, they'll have for me it seems like kind of like Easter eggs to that, which is nice, because that's the closest game to this one that I've seen in terms of Spider-Man games. So Yeah. What? There's a lot of names right there. Not sure why, but there's some really suspenseful music playing right now, and I'm not sure exactly how it fits this theme. These end credits go on for days. Kind of ran out of things to talk about. But I do want this all to play out. So... in terms of favorite superheroes, in terms of Marvel, it would be probably Spider-Man and Iron Man for DC. Probably The Flash and Batman. I'm just gonna throw on that in there, in case anybody was interested in knowing. Spider-Man though, Spider-Man might be my favorite superhero of all time ever. But yeah. Then after that, second would probably be The Flash. Third would probably be Iron Man, and then Batman fourth. That's kind of my rankings. Spider-Man's probably my favorite just because he does have powers, but he's also like a person. Not that everybody else isn't, but he's more relatable than I feel like everybody else. Because the other two of the other people I mentioned are billionaires with Iron Man and Batman. But Spider-Man's just like a regular like kid, like student, like, you know, having to deal with everyday problems, everyday issues, and he has like a sense of humor, but also everything else that goes along with it, you know. He has like relationships he has to deal with, family, and like everything, all the drama that goes along with family. And his powers aren't something that he really goes out to get, but something that kind of just happens to him. And him trying to find a way to balance that with the life he already had. Just everything about that is just kind of something that I like, especially the way his powers aren't necessarily overpowering, but there's something that kind of allow him to use what he already has in terms of his personality and his approach to things to kind of win in a way and to skillfully defeat his opponents, whereas Iron Man basically has billions and he can overpower anybody with this suit. Batman is more of a strategist where he can basically outthink any of his opponents as well as his like peak physical conditioning. But Spider-Man, he's not really like super buff, like he is, but not like overpowering in that sense. He's not like intelligent in the ways that Iron Man and Batman are, but he's still smart. So it's just, I don't know, I guess the kind of summarize it, it's just the way he's relatable and the way other superheroes aren't, and the way he's kind of a person first and then superhero. The way I've heard it described is that Marvel is more of regular people trying to learn how to become superheroes, whereas DC is superheroes trying to learn how to become like regular people. So in that sense, Spider-Man's really just kind of a regular person trying to learn how to become a superhero, and doing so in a way that isn't overpowering or obnoxious or in your face. And yeah, that's probably why he's my favorite. And it looks like the credits are over and we might be getting back to the game. I'm not entirely sure. Expect that at all. I thought we already got the after credits scene with Peter interacting with Miles. I remember we were in this part with Mary Jane before.
We were so close. But I'll keep trying. I will find a cure. I will. I love you, son.
Okay. So Harry isn't in Europe. He's in a big vat of green liquid. We're in the trophy endgame. It's kind of funny considering the last Avengers movie was titled Endgame. Congratulations, you have finished the main story, but the adventure continues. You can now change the time of day in research stations or start a fresh adventure with ultimate difficulty or new game plus. New suit unlocked, anti-ox suit. Okay. That's very interesting. This is 3 months after whatever just happened, because I remember in one of the cutscenes at the end of the game,
All units, report of a break-in.
they said it was 3 months that have passed since Aunt May died. What if I landed on a car when I did that?
Yuri, you're back. How's your mom?
Fine. Right back to complaining about not having grandchildren.
So you gonna take that vacation now?
Are you crazy? There's no time for that. The apocalypse didn't happen, which means we've got a city full of loose ends to clean up.
Sounds like a big job. But we're up to it.
Not you. For a job this tough, we need Spider Cop.
You said it! You even did the voice!
Okay, don't make it weird.
You like me. You really like me.
You made it weird. Let's go. We've got work to do.
I can't wait.
Spider Cop surveys the city. Placid, but seething with turmoil just beneath its calm surface.
What have I done?
It looks like everything's back to normal. Or as normal as it can get, at least. Guess the cure was given, and now there's just regular crime again instead of the demons that have powers that I can't explain. Or Fisk's, like, goons or whatever. Or Sable agents. Looks like we're just back to regular people, I hope. Because everybody else is just overpowering, especially when there's a big group of them. Like, they'd be giving me the business sometimes, and it'd be like, come on, guys. Like, how many weapons do you have?
Hold up. Oh, you started without me.
Oh, crap! Spider-Man!
Don't go easy.
This is crazy, it's like regular thugs again. I'm so used to overpowering guns and trucks with turrets on them and like guys with super protective suits. And yeah, it's crazy. Did you see like thugs in masks with crowbars and regular pistols instead of like glowing machetes and huge rifles and armored trucks and armored like vests and like grenades and everything else.
And no more muggers. I love a happy ending.
I think that's why I like Spider-Man the most too, is because everybody else has to deal with like almost unstoppable immortal enemies, and Spider-Man has to deal with like your regular New York City thugs and like a scientist that makes metal arms for himself, and like it's a regular New York person kind of going after regular people instead of some super rich billionaire going after another rich billionaire, both with overpowered suits of armor that are indestructible.
Try and guess how I feel about bullets.
It's like Spider-Man just kind of seems real and relatable in a way that others don't.
I love laying out bullies.
But yeah, I also like his sense of humor and all that. In a lot of ways, he's like the opposite of Iron Man. But Iron Man's also my second favorite superhero, or third favorite, I guess. But
we've got a 10-10 narcotics in progress. Incident is active near Times Square. Proceed with caution.
it's like with Iron Man, you have the billionaire in a indestructible suit that is an arms maker. That's also kind of an alcoholic.
Drug dealers and criminals. They go together like cookies and milk.
Let's see, suit power. Distributed nanomesh continuously refills current gadget shots. That's why it didn't do anything. I was like, why is my suit power not doing anything? And that's because it's just refills something. It's just stupid. I'm gonna go with the spider.
Gotta be honest, not a fan of Big Pharma. Especially back alley Big Pharma.
And it's like with Iron Man, he doesn't really have to deal with a lot of the daily life struggles most people do, like that Spider-Man would. Because like he's so rich, he can just buy his way out of it. His suit protects his way out of it. But Spider-Man's abilities don't really work in any other city because no other city really has as many skyscrapers, so he can't really move in the way that any other superhero probably could if he didn't have buildings next to him. So yeah, it's just the way that it's kind of a relatable, realistic characterization. Yeah, that's the best way I can probably describe it. That's why he's my favorite. Kind of similar with the Flash, because he didn't really make or choose his powers, it just kind of happened to him. And then he still has to use his personality and his like strategic know-how to be able to outsmart enemies and kind of use his abilities in a way that will help him manage his regular life, including his new powers that he kind of has to juggle. Whereas with Iron Man and Batman, which are also my favorite characters, it's not really much of a juggling act, considering that there are already billionaires that really don't have much to worry about. So it's like, you know, it's like the unrelatable, eccentric billionaire that has almost an unlimited amount of weaponry and armor and all that.
I gotta stuff that car.
Because you stole it. Use it in a robbery. Pull over.
Well, at least you're not texting. Go Spider-Man! Here's your stuff. Well, that's just rude.
Button mash time. Whoa, how do I do this?
More of them? For criminals, these guys have an impressive social circle.
Gadget time.
Hell no!
What?
That's it, huh? I've had worse commutes.
And I think part of what makes each superhero unique is their villains. With Iron Man and Batman, it's always these overpowered Bane characters, and like Titanium Man. What do you have, like Deathstroke? Like League of Assassins, you always have like other mysterious, eccentric villains that just kind of show up out of nowhere that also have like an unlimited amount of information and money and abilities and weaponry. With Spider-Man, he has to deal with like a scientist who made metal arms and like regular street thugs that got in an accident.
Assault a helpless person like that.
That kind of gave them their powers as
Try and
well.
guess how I feel about bullies.
With like Sandman and Rhino, it's kind of like that. Yeah, it's just the people he has to go up against too. They're just kind of like relatable, like street thugs that just kind of happen to achieve like a stronger, more agile version of themselves.
Love laying out bullies.
So yeah. This is where we had that last fight.
My friends, the Rhino and the Scorpion are back behind bars. But only after wreaking unimaginable havoc in a reckless rampage with Spider-Man. Hopefully, they'll never see daylight again. But we need to be ready if they do. Normal humans can't stand against the likes of the Rhino. So, here's my proposal. You've heard of police dogs, right? Now bear with me. We train, outfit, and deploy police rhinoceroses. You got a rhino? We got a rhino too, baby!
Attention units, we've got reports of muggings in the area. Officers near Sutton Place, be on alert.
Check that out. Spider-Bro for the win. Man, Spider-Bro just softens him
Always
up.
nice to stop a mugging. Gotta stay strong in the fundamentals.
And then I just kind of go in there and just have to do like a one-hit uppercut and get dropped. But looks like there's something going on over here. Oh, what is this? Sable agents? These guys are still around?
Nuts. Hate it when they lie in wait.
All these guys left. I guess they're still around.
Almost flattered Sable's sending her best guys after me. Almost.
One more Sable ambush done with. Really nice to see things kind of go back to normal, you know? For so long there was like the virus and like just Sable agents, Fisk's like goons, Martin Lee's henchmen, and sometimes it could be kind of overwhelming.
Available officers, move on Yorkville.
So it's kind of nice just to have like a regular day back where it's just your regular crimes.
Hostage situation. Always tricky. Gotta make sure no one gets hurt.
Nah, you stay right there till you get us a ride off this island. Then we can talk. Any of you cops
Guys, we can talk this out. Or fight. We can totally fight. The city's turning into a playground for crazy people. Even more than it usually is, I mean.
But yeah, now that the main story is over, I'm probably gonna try to go through and get everything else that's available. At some point do the DLC, and then that'll wrap up this series.
Mark your calendars, folks, because I'm going to say something you thought you'd never hear from. Spider-Man got it right. Does that mean I was wrong about him? Am I apologizing? Hell no. You see, I have it on good authority that he is a regular listener of this program. And now, it makes a lot of sense. He heard what I said. He internalized it. And he learned. Improved himself. And against all odds, he did the right thing. So Spider-Man, you're welcome. However, don't think I'm going to go easy on Spider-Man from here on out. I'll be watching. Keeping him honest. Spider-Man, since I know you're listening, imagine my eyes on you everywhere you go. I mean, not like the shower. That would be weird. Or the bathroom. Or let's go to commercial.
Yeah, Jaminson's kind of weird. Anyway, this looks like a good spot to leave off on. So, I'm gonna pause it right here. Looks like there's a crime over there. Looks like we unlocked all the suits. In terms of getting them all, I don't think we have them all yet. There's these two that we need about 10 challenge tokens for. 14, 20, 24, 28. Looks like we just need about 28 challenge tokens and we can unlock all the suits. So it's going to take a lot of doing those challenges, and I do suck at those. So I wouldn't really hold your breath on that. And then we need 4 for this last suit mod. In terms of gadgets, we need more challenge tokens for these as well. Unfortunately, we never did get enough to actually use any of these in the actual game, like campaign-wise. But I am hoping to unlock the suspension matrix and the concussive blast at some point and use those. Skills, we finished those a while ago. Got the missions done. Did get a lot of audio recordings. I don't know how many there are. Maybe 18 total, so we may have missed one. There's a lot of these Jameson numbers. We got 69 of those. Nice. Benchmarks. These are something I wanted to get done as well. But these are going to be forever to actually accomplish. Because some of these weren't even close to getting. So, perfect dodge, 5,000 enemy attacks. This means that we need to encounter 5,000 enemy attacks that we can perfectly dodge and then do that. And we're like a fifth of the way there, so that just kind of shows how far off we are from that. Same thing with frequent flyer. Web throw 100 enemies and we have 12. Yank 100 enemies into the air and we only have 5. So it's like some of these are pretty far off. This combo one is something you might be able to get done at some point. So yeah, these are just something to keep in mind. The characters and move list I'll go through, but probably not in this video, but there will be a special video just to do all of that. And we've finished 97% of the main story. Not sure what that exactly means, but because we finished the campaign, but I guess in terms of the main story, maybe it means we still have to unlock the suits and the gadgets for everything. It's the only thing I can think of. I'm not sure if the collections count as well, or the benchmarks. But either way, that's where we'll leave off. Thank you for watching. And, you know, this has been a wild ride. Crazy journey. And, yeah. I'm going to stop this last crime, actually, and then we'll say goodbye. Because I can't just leave it like that. Is it still over here? Where'd it go? It was right over here. Come on, I saw it. That is so messed up. I guess I missed that crime. Just very disappointing. Well, I guess you can't stop them all, you know.
Officer
Here's another
vehicle in
one.
need of immediate assistance. Officers needed in the vicinity of Vanderbilt.
Guess sometimes you catch more flies with other people. I'm touched by your devotion to your friends. I'll see to it you end up in the same cell block.
What? What?
We're gonna need a bigger transport van.
Thank you.
Almost got that other objective. Almost. Anyway, this will be the actual stopping spot. So, thanks for watching, and thank you for participating with your very own PlayPal.